There we Hello, 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 hello. Well, it's
Hello.
about time.
Right.
That's what a lot of people are going to say. Well, it's about time because we've been saying it's coming and it just never did, you know?
Right.
Um, I'm going to introduce myself and then I'll let Sandra list all the great qualities she has. And
Mhm.
we are going to just talk today. And but I am Sherry Patterson, of ooh, now I sound like one of the bridesmaids. What's that show called? Handmaid's Tale of Lee. I am of Lee, and Sandra is of Allen. But I am Sherry Patterson of Lee and Sherry, and of Relationship Reinvented. And we are going to come on every week and talk to you for a little bit.
Mhm.
And we're going to talk today about what we do individually and a little bit of what we've done together in the past and what we've experienced and what we've been through. And um, I am in union, um, obviously with Lee. I don't throw the twin flame word around anymore. I throw a connection around. I'd rather do that. However, if that's what you feel like I'm referring to, it definitely is. We are definitely twins in union. And this here is my friend, Sandra of Allen.
Better known as Stalin.
Allen.
And we are in union as well. And we use the word power couple or
Yeah,
connection. Um, yeah, it just has it says what it is.
yeah,
You're a power couple together, you're better together than you are apart. And connection is, well, it's way interesting.
right. How many
And
years? How many years for you?
how many years has it been? Yeah, yum, yum. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's 39 years um since Ellen and I met. We went through, don't it didn't there was a 4-year window where we were together and we actually had kids in the physical, a set of twins. Um, and then we went our own way. And then we've been back together 13 years. And we've been in what we would call some real mission work, baby. Um, we do work with people. They find us, we don't find them. Um, and Alan's an artist, I'm an artist. We're both radio personalities. Right now we're kind of, you know, um, but
Chilling.
yeah. But in fact, when Sherry and Lee and Alan and I and Trevor and Eileen all met, we were doing Blog Talk Radio together. We came on as a guest and we never left.
Right, right. Wasn't we just talking about that before we came on video?
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Um, we talk about a lot of things off camera. Did you get the text message I sent you?
Which one?
What I told you what I was doing?
Oh, yeah.
I'll be quick, I promise. I was indeed. Was indeed. Um, Lee and I met coming on 20 years ago. It'll be 20 years in February of 20, no, March of 2015. We've been in union 12 years, been physically married 10. Um, yeah, it's been a blast.
I have a saying, it's been real and it's been fun, and it's not always real fun.
Not always real fun. And that's the thing with this connection that um what people aren't understanding in the longevity of it, right? We stand by each other through even the deepest, darkest things. And sometimes even those things are like, okay, what am I doing?
Right.
And then that feeling of home. This is my home. This is where I'm at. This is my big love. This is the one I'm connected to. That you don't even, your brain doesn't even have to tell you it's a feeling.
Hmm.
And you know, a lot of you watching this, um you'll resonate with this roller coaster ride, right? It is a death defying roller
It's a
coaster.
screaming eagle, baby.
We used to have oh no, it's called the Screeching Eagle. We used to have a roller coaster here called the Screeching Eagle. Screeching Eagle. It was in a little tiny amusement park called Lesorsville Lake or Americana back in the day. And my parents used it as a daycare center and during the summer when we were at school, they just dropped us off at the amusement park, picked us up after work. And
That used to be a thing.
yeah, yeah, you can't do that these days. You can't do that these days. But Lee and I have been in separation many, many times. And there's a time when you come back into union and realize that was the last separation. Now, trying to avoid another separation is a mute point, because once you have that feeling, that knowing that that's it, that's the last time we've 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 come back together in this connection and we believe in it, and there's no sense in continuing to fight our own battles when we have other battles we should be present with, right?
Right.
And so many times, personally, I've thought, is this worth it? Is it all worth it? Is running, chasing, stand stilling, whatever y'all want to call it, is it worth it? Well, well, I mean, we definitely have the answer to that, and the answer is definitely yes. However, you've got to pay attention to the fact that I know for a fact, undeniably, is the one. I know that. Sandra knows the same thing. It's it's so many people out there following, chasing, obsessing over the wrong one.
Right.
But
You know, it's not even a thought. This is a knowing to your core, in your heart, and you're like, this is this is my person, in this physical form. Um, and we've got a lot of work to do. And that work is hard. Sherry, you know as well as me, after you come into union with your twin, voila, we got a lot of other couples, and that's what happened with all of us. Was you're going to interact with other couples, and then you have to balance that, and that becomes a little bit um so I like to tell people, you keep wanting it, wanting it, wanting it, wanting it, wanting it, and trying to force it. If you're in your head, you're dead. um Trying to force it, when in fact, if you would just step back and not be so in your head, it will come together. You can't stop it. But the universe needs to know that you're in it for the long haul. And once you step foot on that timeline, then the miracle unfolds. It's not you chasing the miracle and saying, show me the miracle and I'll step on the line.
um, there's only one thing I feel. One thing. There's one thing that could fuck this up. One thing. And it's our show, so we can cuss. Um, um, one thing. There is one
Mhm.
thing that can fuck this up, and that does fuck it up.
Mhm.
One thing. And it belongs to you.
Right?
It is your mind. And that will fuck it up every single time. Every single time if you allow it. if Lee and I listened to our heads, neither one of us would be near each other,
Right.
near each other. Um, if I listened to my head, I promise you I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Right.
I would have taken my life multiple times. And even with me, um, I clearly have tested death.
We both have. Yeah.
Right. And but when you finally look and realize that, hey, this person isn't going to leave me. They have been here through the very worst parts of my life. They Lee has seen me at worst points than anybody else in the world. Even at more painful places than my own mother. Lee knows those, and he's been through some of them with me. You know, he's held me through the memories and the thought processes. Um, and he's still here. Alan's the same thing, same way, right? Um, I feel like, honestly, I feel like they feel like that too, right? Um, they feel like they should be lifting us up more than they
Right.
do, right? And I don't feel I could be lifted up anymore. You know what I
Right.
mean? I mean, unless I'm, you know, clearly some type of spiritual being. You know what I mean? Which I am not yet. Yeah. But I feel like I could do more. I could support more, be there more. And I know that he feels that way. And then there's this feeling that there's just no more room for any more support, any more love, right? He's got it. He's got it. He's handled it. And do we have our moments? Why, sure, we're human. We just established that. I am human. We haven't established Sandra's citizenship yet, but um yeah, so yeah, I Lee and I couldn't live the lifestyle Sandra and Alan live. Um,
We
because
couldn't live the lifestyle you live.
right. And that's interesting how we can come into each other's, right? And we just flow. We just
Right.
flow. And it's awesome. Um, but yeah, Alan and Sandra are really on a journey and a what's the damn thing called? You probably
We're in a compression
yeah.
time, which is we've given up everything. And Lee and Sherry were around when we were living in that space in the mountain, and it was so beautiful, and we didn't want to leave. And it
Yeah.
was like this gorgeous place. Why would we leave? And the spirit said, because you have bigger things to do. And we have that option. We could stay, or we could listen to our knowing
Yeah.
that in order for you to really step into it, you're going to have to really get uncomfortable. And that's exactly what, and Lee and Sherry have said it. I don't know how you guys have done what you've done. And we don't know how you've done what you've done. It's like, are you kidding me? Your back is up against a wall and you are being flayed wide open, and a sandblaster is just blasting the heck out of you. And who's holding it? That would be Alan, and that would be Lee.
Yep.
Holding and just blasting the hell out of you
Yep.
and clearing it out because we have so many. How old are we? When
Uh,
you look at how old we are and the belief systems that have been instilled in us
mm,
since vitro. And now we're going to clean our act up. It takes some sandblasting and it gets really painful.
It gets really painful. We we when we accept this connection, we we gain so much, but we also lose so much. Um it's my it's my meditation space, and it's my prayers, and it's my talking to spirit guide that, has hope that things are going to come full circle, and everything's going to be fine and okay within like our family units. And because most of you out there who know this connection, um it really does some damage to the family unit, because we didn't understand what it was. We didn't understand this connection in the very beginning. And I know I hurt people, not intentionally, never intentionally. Um, but we lose. We've lost family members. We've lost, our some of our children. My three of my children, I have no relationship with. And it's made me wonder over the years, should I just walk away from this connection and repair my family? And then what?
Well, we'll keep the cycle going
Yeah.
that you're trying to break down.
Yeah. And then like, then what? Are they Then they say, well, screw you, and I'm still by myself? Or is that, what, they would feel karma would be? I don't know. I don't know. Um, there's just a whole lot, even where, guys, during this series Sandra and I are going to do, this podcast series, we're going to talk about all of it. We're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about sex. We're going to talk about family. We're going to talk about the documentary. We're going to talk about things that we do individually, things that we go through, things that we've been through. We're just going to do a lot of talking. It's healing. It's healing for all of us. Um, every week we'll have a topic. Now that I ain't gonna promise you that we're gonna stay on it, because we won't. Sandra and I talk. Never do. Never do. We'll start out talking about it. Remember on the radio show when we were supposed to be talking about, what was we supposed to be talking about? Faith or something, hope or something. And then I ended up talking about something, fear. We were supposed to be talking about faith, and I started talking about fear. And I was all ruffled because Lee was gone. He had to go to see the lawyer or something. And I was frazzled because Lee was gone, and I had to make my own coffee and make the bed, and fuck, he does the laundry. I had to go throw the laundry. It was a mess. It was a rough morning for me. We couldn't get the internet to work. I couldn't get the radio show. It was a hot mess. That one will stay with me for a very long time, because that's how frazzled I was. I realized on that day, I am a part of him for real, and he is a part of me for real,
Real.
for real. And when one part is away from the other, it's just like you lose all this common sense, the only thing you really kind of want to keep, right? It all goes out the window. And I I was going through a thought process like, am I insane? Am I obsessed? Am I
I
obsessed?
believe the word that came up was, is this codependency?
Is it? Yeah. Is it?
Hmm. And then
Hmm.
we realize, oh my goodness, but what about the physical aspects of it? Now, I remember when Alan would like, he was still working at the radio station. Remember the secular classic rock dude, and he'd leave for a few hours. And as soon as he would cross the veil, which was just below that Eagle Rock up on the mountain, so it was only like a mile away from the cabin.
Yeah.
But I could tell when he'd hit that spot because I'd start getting a slight headache.
Ah,
And by the time he would go live on the air, I had a full-blown migraine. And
mm,
I would be in bed until I could feel him come back across the veil by the evening. And when he got in, I was fine. And I'm thinking, why? Why is and over time we had to physically be in the same space for long periods of time. And when pain is introduced because your soul
mhm.
is separated from your one, um, pain will get your attention real quick.
Yeah. Mm,
And
Real fast.
yeah, and it didn't take long for even when Alan and I were both working outside of the house, we were only a block away from each other. He worked at the radio station and not even, it wasn't even a mile. You go under the overpass, and where I worked was right there. So we were always within proximity of each other. It
Right.
was crazy, crazy. You can't make it up. You can think you can, but you can't.
No.
And just the things that go on. And all I'm saying is, how many times have you and Lee said, if we could go back, if we could, and not be on this journey, would we do it? And
Man,
Alan and I have had that discussion, and it's like, would we do it? And
man, that's a loaded question.
right, right.
Um, that is a loaded question. I wonder what Lee's answer would be. I might text him and ask him. Let's ask Alan.
Alan's reply would be,
That's a simultaneous, oh, hell no. And yeah,
yeah,
And yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
but yeah,
You'd have to forget everything though and go back to the way it was and be who you were and pick up where you left off. And once you, let's just say, let the cat out of the bag, uh,
I'm gonna call Lee and put him on speakerphone. Go ahead.
you you cannot put the cat back in the bag because it's fighting with everything, got claws out and biting and
What Lee will say.
okay.
I'm definitely gonna go with, I mean, this this sounds like so believable. But yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would. Would I be hesitant?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Like, would I weigh the options? Yeah, I would. But
Yeah.
ultimately, would I? For sure. For sure. Because I want to teach them eventually, all of them, the kids, the grandkids, the great grandkids, the family, all of them, what true deep love is,
Right.
what
And they
spiritual
see
love
it.
is. Yeah. What being happy looks like, what being free to be me looks like,
Right.
and that they're able to be free to be them, right? It's possible. You can do that. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. If you do the wrong thing, in the law's eyes, you're going to get punished. But look, you're free to rob the bank. Probably shouldn't do it. I shouldn't do it. But I'm free to be me, and me don't rob a bank. You know what I mean? Me
Right.
don't hurt people. The old me, yeah. And I hurt some people. I did.
Yeah.
Do
I think
they
we all
they
have.
believe there's a new me? No, and probably never will, and that's okay. I understand that, right? But I have to know.
Right.
I have to know me. Oh, I was going to call Lee and ask him, but um, yeah, I for sure would.
Well, and my kids never seen me happy. And once they did, they were ecstatic for a little while, but then they were like, where's mom?
Right, right, yeah,
And it just became annoying to them to see.
Hello, you're being recorded. You're being recorded, just so you know.
Well, I'm eating.
Okay.
Okay.
No, you're on the show. We're on the show. We
Oh, okay.
we needed to call you and ask you a question
Sure.
because we've already asked Alan.
Okay.
Okay. Should you have the opportunity to go back and do this journey all over again or not, what would you do?
I wouldn't go back. There's no one.
Now, y'all should have
would-
known. Y'all should have known that Lee wasn't going to answer that question.
I I would not have learned anything about how you can be connected to yourself and get through pain and be loved in it. So no, I would not go back.
Okay, so the question was not, would you go back? Would you do this all over again?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right, that's all I
I
want.
thought if I had to go back and change it all, I would. I'm sorry. I must hear things differently.
Yeah.
I think you keep accusing me of that. I think that just happened. And it's probably I probably won't ever listen to, so I'll probably never need to know this. So you can just keep reminding me because I like it when you do. I love you.
Love you. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Now y'all know he wasn't going to answer that question like you thought he was. Oh, not Lee, right? But he did answer the question.
Well, you get to learn. This journey allows you to learn what you're truly capable of, not what you thought you were capable of because other people told you.
Right. Right.
So
It
now you're on this journey.
I feel like I have this desire that everybody feel this. It's such a magical, fulfilling feeling that I just wish everybody would feel it, could feel it. Let me clear that. I keep forgetting to turn my bells and whistles off on my computer so that when I'm recording, it doesn't go. Anyway,
Honey,
well,
can I have some more?
I I know that this is going to be an informative and interesting little podcast series, and we're going to keep doing it until you tell us not to anymore. And anything that you guys want us to touch on, talk about, let us know. Go into our Facebook group. We have a Facebook group, Soul Sisters, Sherry and Sandra. If you haven't found it, go find it. We'll let you in. You can sit with us. It's fine.
Yeah, go subscribe on YouTube too, so we can do live on there.
We really want to go live on YouTube a lot. So if you just go there and subscribe, once we get to 100 subscribers, we can do that. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That'll be a good time. We're going to tell you some stories, guys. We're going to tell you some stories. We're gonna talk about current affairs. That sounded bad. Current affairs. Nobody's having an affair.
No.
Are you kidding me? Isn't it interesting how there just is no like, I don't know. I don't want to say like interest. Like I still find other men like, oh, he's good looking, he's cute, right? But never ever would I find somebody else like sexually or romantically attractive.
No.
It goes away, except for that person, except for Lee. It goes away, except for Lee. No, I mean, I might see a music video where Jason Aldean's moving his hips or whatever and be like, oh, you're going to have to dance for me later. And he'll be like, all right. But I don't think it's sexy when Jason Aldean does it, but I think it's sexy when you do it. So there we go.
I think that there is a beauty about the human body to begin with. And generally, when we're out and about and I see someone that's absolutely just beautiful. At the same time, I do this, so does Alan. It's like we work as one unit, and it's like, wow, you know.
On that too, Lil will be like, I was looking too. He was not.
Right?
Yeah. Like, where did he go? He was like, I think he ran off into the sunset because like that, that saying, with friends like that, who needs enemies? With guys like that, he said, with guys like that, who needs love? What the hell? This is insane. I'm like, it's funny that I find that I just don't find, I definitely find, other guys attractive, but never in a way that I would be like, oh man, any day. It's not like that. It goes away, guys, but it doesn't go away in a bad way. I don't want
No.
I don't want you to feel like it goes away in a bad way. It doesn't. Oh, it's still there. It's all still there. Um, even I feel like the longer we're together and we progress through this journey, um, those sexual eyes, um, just are wide open, but only for that person. It just becomes more and more intense.
Right.
More and more intense. We're getting older, so maybe not 5 nights a week. All right, youngins, y'all go for it. That's called the honeymoon stage.
We stayed in the honeymoon phase for a, several years, and
Yeah.
then when we got down to business, uh,
Hmm.
it became more about what is it that neither one of us have really experienced in this lifetime that needs to be addressed. And one of them was intimacy.
Yeah.
What is intimacy? And everybody equates sex to intimacy.
Right.
It's
For sure.
no,
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 no, not at all. We're definitely
just
going to discuss. I think that'd be a great topic for a show.
right, right,
Um, yeah, maybe we'll do that next week. Yeah, it's a difference. It's a difference. Sex and intimacy and connection. Because I
right.
promise you, it means something completely different outside of connection.
Hmm.
But once you're in connection, it flips into something completely different.
It does.
Yeah. All
It's
right,
a
guys, we've
beautiful.
kept you long enough, I think. Because Sandra and I could keep going forever. Um, we could, but we won't. And we'll be back weekly, and we're gonna throw this in the group. So all of y'all in our group, throw some topics down for us. What do you want to hear? What do you want to talk about? And I'm sure we're going to be having some guests. I'm sure one time we're going to have Alan. I'm sure then we'll probably have both of them at the same time. And then, and they'll only be back on occasion. That's it. They'll only be
But
back.
it's nice when we're at the helm, we're going to call it the helm.
No,
The guys are extremely funny,
they are.
and when they're at the helm,
They like to steal the show.
they do. I'm
They-
sorry. They're
Even
both.
Lee said, "You think me and Alan should do something?" I said, "You can't stand it, can you? You just can't stand it. Oh, it is eating you alive over there. No, you will not. It has been you will. You just can't stand it. See, uh, but he was like, "Well, I guess not." I said, "There'll be a time. There will be a time, but this is our time. This is our time, and we're taking it. We are taking it, and we love them. We love them, and we know that they're near.
And they're not far away. Trust me, they're
Far away, I promise. Lee is 3 steps that way.
Alan is 3 steps that way. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think it'll be really informative. Um, and there are other couples that are in union and
Getting them on.
right, right. We know, boy, do we know some couples in union.
Oh boy. Do we, do we? Um, we're also going to try to get some really, really cool guests on here. I'm not going to name any names, but we're going to talk about it, me and Sandra, and we're going to have a great time. We're going to have a great time, even if it's just us. we're going to have even more fun when the guys are with us. And when we have guests, we're going to make you laugh. We're going to make you cry. We're going to make you think about things. We're going to make you not think about things.
Right.
Super important. We're going to guide you right back into yourself and into your truth. It's really important. And we love and care for all of you. And Sandra and I do offer individual services. I work with Lee on occasion, doing coaching sessions, and I also do medium readings and card readings. And I also do sexual abuse coaching and root camps. Sandra? What to say?
Alan and we do sessions with people. We call ourselves the cheerleaders, because we want to stand in the energy that a person is in, and we want to show them that their reality is appearing on the outside because there's something going on the inside. So we're really good at kind of pinpointing what's going on the inside. Well, let's shift the energy. So we do energy healing and we do energy art. We both love art, and it's not, that's my form of meditation, is sitting down and doing art. And so we'll put pieces out. People take pictures of them and go, "Oh my God, the energy coming off of this is crazy." And so I love sacred geometry. I love being in a higher dimensional space and saying, "Okay, higher self, this person, I know they have a message, and their higher self gives me a message to give to them." There's no greater thing to do in life than to pass on a
Message.
message, So, and we do radio. We've been in a sabbatical on the radio because, well, we're a little controversial. The radio station was, and they completely took it down. So,
Yeah.
we're supposed to be going on X and on Rumble. And that's on Truth Refugee. We're just, we keep so busy
Yeah.
that
That's another thing. You're just so full of energy. Even when I had my liver transplant, I just felt so full of energy when I was recovering. I was ready to go, 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 because I'd gotten myself back. There's just not a whole lot of sitting still in union.
right.
Yeah, you just got to go, 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 go. And it's really all about the energetic portion of it.
Right.
Carrying.
Keeping you moving. You're
Yeah.
moving the energy constantly. And there's not too many days that'll go by and Alan goes, "Oh my God, you're my hero." And I've never had anybody say that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't get it, but thank you. I love being your hero. And really just enjoying life as it's supposed to be and not so worried about things that we've always been taught to worry about.
Yep.
Get
Living
to
life to the fullest.
get to the juicy good stuff. All of these things that we coin as miracles, well, they can happen every day. But we have to be willing to open up to them and realize, ooh, it looks horrible right now, but something amazing's coming.
Yeah.
And
Sandra and I both wake up with our connected one in the morning. We go to bed with them in the morning and in the evenings. We have dinner with the ones we're connected with. We brush our teeth next to the one we're connected with. I mean, there's so many things that regular, normal, everyday things that we do, right? That you don't, or that most people take for granted.
right? You forget to be grateful in some of the simple things.
Yeah.
And I just love
The kids
Alan's
don't
making coffee. I
realize it.
love watching him make the coffee.
Yeah.
If I had to do it, I'd be forgetting. But no, Alan doesn't forget. That's his faithful and trusty make the coffee.
I would forget too. That's why Lee makes the bed, because I would forget and walk out of the room like I don't care. All right. Well, guys, we will see you next week. And let us know in the comments what you want us to discuss, and we'll be on here and we'll do it.
All right.
All right. And
Love you all.
we will be back. Mwah.